Mindset, own your day, own your life. When my Achilles tore, I stared severity in the face, unsure if a comeback was even possible. This was it. My career could have ended right there. I went home consumed by rage. All that work for the playoffs, for another championship shot, and then this. Anger gave way to sorrow, then to the daunting question, what now? It's an obsession, this pursuit of perfection, even knowing nothing truly is. The real challenge is striving for that perfection anyway. What's within your grasp, control that. I heard it all. You're no magic, no Larry Bird. You're good, but not them. Those words ignited a fire, fueling me daily to become my absolute best. It became intensely personal. Life's tough. It always will be. But remember, it's your job to keep going. You owe it to yourself. Believe in your desires and dreams. Make them real. Seek out any message, any action that ignites that drive to perform at the highest level. You have the power to fall behind and still triumph. Get back up. If you don't rise by the count of 9, you don't want it enough. I faced countless rejections, many doors slammed shut, but I didn't surrender. I didn't quit, and neither should you. I know you're hurting. I know you're bleeding, but get up. I need you to rise and try again, right now. Every word I utter is the sound of a comeback. You possess this inherent ability, this inner instinct to rebound from anything. Good times breed weakness. Weakness leads to bad times. Bad times forge strong people. Strong people create good times. This comeback is personal, a debt I owe myself. As Muhammad Ali said, it's hard to beat a guy when his mind is made up to win. And no one can stop me but me. That's the depth of desire required. Tired means nothing. Tired exists only in the mind. Tell yourself you're tired and you'll be tired. I don't get tired. I'll beat you. I'll make you know I beat you. I'll make you question your professional path. My father, who raised me, always said, son, you might not be the best, but leave everything on the floor. Give 120%. I'm only asking for 120%. Every single day, 120%. You must crave it intensely. You must give your whole self to achieve it. You must be obsessive. Things weren't handed to me. I had to work, dedicate myself, and be determined. And I was. The truth is, if you're aiming to surpass everyone else on the planet at something, you're signing up for immense sacrifice. Psychological, physical, existential, relational, social, in terms of your self-esteem, your confidence, everything. That pain you feel, that's the down payment for success. You must be willing to shoulder that pain. Success is a solitary path. Few are willing to pay the price for a better life. So, if you want to reach the top, you have to move differently. There weren't many smiles with me, or Michael Jordan, Kobe Bryant, or Tiger Woods. When I see athletes today, friendly on the range, I see a lack of that killer instinct. Muhammad Ali or Mike Tyson weren't aiming for friendship. They were on a mission to crush anyone in their way. I never doubted myself because I am the best in the world. Many might not like hearing it, but it's a fact. I'm the best. You can love me or hate me. I'm not here for friends. I'm here to win. As Alexander famously said, I have met the enemy, and it is I. While that self-mastery is vital, Michael, Brady, Kobe had it. There's also a psychological drive to constantly seek out your next enemy. Life feels boring without a new target. If I choose the right one, it unearths a side of me I've never seen. Success is the only revenge. As you expand, they shrink into irrelevance. As you grow louder, no one can hear them. You don't just beat them. You cast a shadow so vast no one can even see them. It all boils down to, what are you willing to sacrifice? People don't grasp the level of sacrifice required. There have been moments I've realized I compete because I crave victory. I love winning. I love being the best. I've often sought the balance in all of this. If I were losing, I wouldn't be competing. I'm here to win. It's tough. It's tough as a youngster to wake at 6 a.m. in the off-season to train, knowing your friends are still sleeping and eating pancakes. It's hard lugging all your gear to practice in 90-degree heat while other kids are at the pool or beach. Regardless of who you are, there will be bumps, hits, and bruises. My advice: prepare yourself. Success and achievement stem from overcoming adversity. When the world says no, you say yes to yourself. You say yes, I believe. You say yes, I can do it. You say yes, nothing can stop me. If you aspire to be a great player, practicing 2 to 3 hours every single day for a year, how much better will you get? Most kids play an hour and a half, twice a week. That won't cut it. You must be obsessive. You must be addicted. You must be disciplined. The key is you. Everyone else looks for external help. Stop seeking it from others. It begins and ends with you. Your identity starts and ends with you. Every day is an opportunity, shaped by your choices, by how you perceive things. That's who you see in the mirror today. From captain to cashier, there's more within you. Stay at home, parent, lawyer, doctor, hygienist, author, whoever you are, wherever you're from. There's more in you that shapes your being, changes your thoughts, your movements, your behavior. If you can become an executor, if you can execute, learn it, internalize it, you must realize there's always work to be done, and you want to be the hardest working person in whatever you pursue. That's how you position yourself for success. Muhammad Ali said, "Suffer now and live the rest of your life a champion." He knew training wasn't killing him, it was forging him in fire. I must trust that nothing outside me can stop the person I am inside. You need to stand on your faith, your strength, your authentic self. I will rise again. I will push. I will be victorious. I will conquer. Listen to me. If you work for it, if you're willing to pour in the sweat, blood, and tears, I promise you, you can have what you want, be what you want, do what you want. Don't give up. Don't give in. Hang in there, because if you quit now, you'll never see it, never get it. But if you hold on, everything you've dreamed of, envisioned, and worked for is coming. If you work hard, there's nothing you can't have. You deserve it. Nothing is unattainable if you're willing to work for it. Look yourself in the mirror and ask, how much more can I take? What tried to kill you only made you stronger. So what are you waiting for? Greatness resides within you. I was born David Goggins. David Goggins wasn't enough. He was a scared, bullied, abused kid who struggled. That kid, no matter how hard I trained, how ready I was, whenever things got tough, the real David Goggins would emerge and quit. I realized this over time, so I had to build Goggins. And in that process, I improved. You'll face a lot, young man. You have a long journey, because you'll find out that while your dad did a lot for you, you'll have to make it on your own. This world is tough. It will beat you down. Life is the ultimate competitor. It will try to take you out. It will find your weakness and hammer you. So, it's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off social media. Cut out all the noise. Get back to the mental lab, because that's where the knowledge came from. It is hard. It's hard as a youngster to wake at 6 a.m. in the off-season to train and work out, knowing your friends are still sleeping and eating pancakes. It's hard to throw, catch, block, tackle, and hit kids bigger and more developed than you, only to go home bruised and battered, yet knowing you have to show up again tomorrow for just the chance to try again. But understand this, life is hard. No matter who you are, there are bumps and bruises. My advice is to prepare yourself, because lessons teach us that success and achievement come from overcoming adversity. I remember wading through draft rounds, and it was tough. Walking with my parents, it was a tough day. When the Patriots finally called, I was so excited. I didn't have to be an insurance salesman. All those experiences we deem the hardest actually become the best opportunities for growth and learning if approached with humility and introspection. I developed this work ethic in high school, realizing if I wanted to be good, I had to do the extra work, show up when others didn't, and remain open to learning. You don't have to be special. You just have to be what most people aren't, consistent, determined, and willing to work for it. Integrity, purpose, determination, and discipline are what it takes to be a champion in life. No shortcuts. It was a tough battle for me, a tough go in high school and college. If I want to be the best, I have to beat the best, and this is where the best reside. They said I wasn't a prodigy. I learned about work ethic, resilience, gaining the trust and respect of teammates and coaches. I learned to dig deep within myself, far from home with limited support, to still find a way to succeed in a situation I deeply wanted to be in. Focus on what you can control. Focus on what you're getting, not what anyone else is. Treat practice like no one else does. I did that every single day. I didn't care about going to different places. I just wanted to be my best. The team believed in me. I didn't want to let them down. What choice do you make every day when you wake up about where you'll focus your time and energy? How disciplined are you in maintaining that routine over time? That will determine your success. Be proud of the person who wakes up daily and does their best with their priorities. Did you always have that killer instinct that I'll show you, I'll prove it, wait till you see what I'll do? I think it developed over time. There was a work ethic within me, but I wasn't a prodigy. I didn't have the 80-yard arm, Michael Vick's speed, or the size of many others, but I had something unseen, a level of discipline that allowed me to achieve something truly important and special. I wanted to be a great football player, to compete against those better than me. Don't worry about what's out of your control. Focus on what you can do on those 2 reps you got. Forget your tired body, your unmotivated mind, and do it anyway. The mindset is me versus me. No excuses. It was about getting it done. I was so motivated to be my best, not just to be a starter or win a Super Bowl. I was motivated to give my all, make the most of the opportunity, and never let my teammates down. Those were my motivations. Hopefully every day you can look in the mirror and say, did I give it my best? That's all I wanted. Winning Super Bowls was the result of a great process. You can't always control the outcome. The ball bounces. Things don't always go your way. So, let losses motivate you, and let wins sustain that motivation. What you can control is your process, the intangibles, the work ethic, consistent discipline, your attitude, your culture, how much you care. These are all within you, waiting to be drawn out. And when you feel you have them under control, you pass them on to your teammates. Because no matter how great you are, you need a great team around you. You're great, probably, but you need others to support you. It takes so many people to reach our goals. I did some of the work, but couldn't have without them. As a quarterback, I was just playing quarterback. It was me, the quarterback, doing a job, not the father, not the husband out there. Nothing would get in the way of that. You need to cultivate different emotions to heighten your awareness and focus. For me, anger was good. It was motivating. The more I could create an enemy, the more I wanted to kill those guys, not physically, but if I could just focus on what they said, how they looked, if they disrespected me at all, those little things could get me into the right emotional state. When I ran onto the field, it wasn't let's go. It was let's go kick some ass. This is the moment. Let's work. The fundamental belief is dedicating myself to something greater than myself, greater than me as an individual. Looking back, my parents supported me, my coaches challenged me. I went to Michigan and Coach Carr challenged me. Those who stay will be champions. So I stayed, but don't expect much success if you only care about yourself. You won't work hard enough, won't be accountable. For me, culture means caring about each other and our shared objective. Most people just care about themselves. That's a lot of consistent discipline. It means more rights than wrongs, more good choices than bad, more discipline than not. Physically, mentally, emotionally, all those little things add up. The man in the glass, that's who motivated me. He was who I was accountable to. Nothing anyone else did could take away from me. Only I could do that. Everyone believes in the American dream until it comes true. I remember when I was sleeping on the gym floor, I was the underdog. My clients cheered me on. They'd see my blanket and pillow and knew I lived there. Everyone was pro me. Then, within 9 months, I had hired people, a manager, and I pulled up to the gym. I walked into the lobby, and the same people said, "Oh, boss man's here. You're not too good for us now, huh?" I was so shocked. You guys rooted for me, and now I did what you rooted for me to do. That's when I realized people want you to do well, but not better than them. The reason your goal isn't arriving fast enough is because you only see others achieve theirs at the moment of success. And why does it sting so much when people say, "Must be nice," or "That happened overnight"? Because when you fail, no one cares, no one sees. But when you finally win, people notice, often begrudgingly. The only time they notice is when you win. So, the fact that everyone looks like an overnight success means the 10 years they struggled, no one saw. The fear of people noticing your failures is ridiculous because they'll barely notice when you succeed. The difficulty with personal development and entrepreneurship is not knowing when the end is coming, but you still have to fight. The only certainty is that everyone who got through that period went through the same thing. What most people lack is the context of how hard work truly is. Not that it's complex, but it's a continuous, unending focus on one thing, noticing the details that separate mediocrity from greatness. If you're wondering what that difference is, that's the opportunity hard work reveals. Most people think that's hard work because it's the hardest they've worked, not the amount of hard work required for the outcome they desire or expect. Until you become great, you realize the tremendous hours and effort it takes to be great at one thing. Then there's an moment where you realize there are so few things you can be great at. The discipline then becomes choosing the 2 or 3 things you can be truly good at, knowing it will take 5 to 7 years to be exceptional at one. I'm okay being a beacon of relentless hard work. That's the never-ending cycle of excellence. I just need to figure out what to do. When I wake up, there's only one voice I have to listen to. Just do it for me. We need to be reminded more than we need to be taught. That's a favorite of mine. So many times I knew I needed to do something, then filled extra time procrastinating. The moment I did it, I thought, wow, that took way less time than I thought, and less time than it took me to delay. If I had just started, I could have done 4 or 5 other things by that point. Shrink the time between waking and working and between tasks. You don't need 30 minutes to get ready to start working. Just start. You'll pull the thread and get into it. All that getting ready time uses up your best brain power on things that don't move the needle. Most business owners work a lot, but on the wrong things the wrong way. They get so little for their effort that they wonder why it's not working when they're working so hard. But if you define work as output, it's volume times leverage. How many times you do the thing times how much you get for each time. Do you work smart or hard? You do both. As many reps as possible with the most leverage. If I make 100 calls, my skill gives me 10 times more. So I worked more, had more output than someone with less skill. But the only way to get skilled is to work more. It's a virtuous cycle of doing more and getting better, then getting more for what you do. I talk about the rule of 100 on steroids, which I learned from a gym owner. He called it open to goal. His managers worked until they hit their goal. Sometimes that meant hitting it by noon, sometimes working until midnight. I've seen this across high achievers. I'll shoot free throws until I hit 100. I'll run until this happens. I'll practice until 0 mistakes. The more you do what's required, the more you get what you want. When no one's watching, I work harder than when they are. This gives me a constant internal scorecard. No one's watching, so now you have to work, otherwise you're full of it. It's a continuous reinforcing cycle of myself pushing myself, learning with each lash that I can take it and keep going. As long as you keep going, you witness what you're capable of. I find that incredibly satisfying in the misery of the trenches. Hard work is the goal. It's not work hard so that X, because then X is the point. If the goal is to work as hard as possible, the only real output is who we become along the way. That's something I can win or measure myself against daily. How hard am I working? Because that's the goal. I know the days I loved most were when I had nothing left in the tank. The goal becomes emptying the tank, not just where I drive, but driving the car as hard as possible. At first, it's straightaways, revving the engine. But as I advance, there are turns and elevation without guardrails, because there's risk. The only person who can judge your success is you, because you're the only one who knows how much was left in your tank. There's a huge delay between behaving like a winner and actually winning. The bigger the mountain, the bigger the win, the longer the delay. Most people don't get fast enough feedback to know they're on the right path when taking those first steps, because they have a huge goal but forget the even longer delay it entails. Those times you get up early and work hard, stay up late and work hard, or work when you're tired and don't want to push yourself, that's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey. If you understand that, you won't just accomplish your dreams, something greater will come true. Passion is amazing. If you love something deeply, you'll go to extremes to understand or acquire it. Whatever you love, you'll walk for it, beg for it. You don't understand how present you were with me. You were there at 5:30 a.m. when I was running the track, midway through my workout, unsure if I could finish. I thought of the expectations you have for me, for our team, and it pushed me through those 8. Hundreds, 400s, and 100. Thank you. We're not here just because of talent or ability. We're here because of 4 a.m., because of 2 days or 5 days. We're here because we had a dream and let nothing stand in our way. If anything tried to bring us down, we used it to make us stronger. We were never satisfied, never finished, will never be retired. My high school English teacher, Mr. Fisk, had this beautiful quote, "Rest at the end, not in the middle." I took that to heart. There's time for resting at the end, but for me, that time is not now. Thank you for this tremendous honor, but I'm far from done. My next dream is to be honored one day for inspiring the next generation of athletes to have a dream, sacrifice for it, and never, ever rest in the middle. Rest at the end, not in the middle. Be yourself. That's it. Be you. No gimmick, no contrivance. Who are you? Where are you today? What's your story? Where does it come from? If you understand that, I'm doing my job as a father. Thank you all. I love you. Mahalo. If you play with the fear of failing, you'll feel pressured to give in to that fear. If you play with the desire to win, you'll fear what happens if you don't. But if you find common ground in the middle, in the center, it doesn't matter. You're unfazed by either. That allows you to stay in the moment, connected, feeling nothing but what's in front of you. I try to stay dead center. Start with what you want your game to be. What would make it unstoppable or hard to deal with? Then work backward. Build it piece by piece, one move, one counter at a time. What if Shaq had your work ethic? He'd be the greatest of all time. He'd tell you that himself. He was a force, crazy. Guys his size are usually timid, but he didn't care. He was mean, nasty, competitive, vindictive. I wish he had that work ethic. My God, William, stay close. If you're lazy, I don't want to talk to you. You'll make me feel dumber, lower my level. No thanks. There are plenty of teams where you'll fit right in. I don't deal with people who don't commit at that level but act like they do. I don't. It's real. We used to argue because he'd say, "Cobb's not throwing me the ball." And the media would run with it. I'd be like, "Bro, if you were in shape, by the time I run down on a fast break and run back, you're still coming down the first time. What do you want me to do?" A lot of our tension came from that. Even though he was older, I confronted him. I didn't care. Day one. My teammates thought I was crazy the day Shaq and I got in a fist fight. After that, they were like, "Okay, Cobb, you're certifiable." A fist fight. I'm not backing down. Either you're going to whip my ass or we'll have a night. There's a level of respect. Shaq told me that day was a turning point for him because he was used to talking trash and no one challenging him. When I did, he was like, "This kid's crazy. All right, I can win with that." That was the start of our relationship. It probably never happened to him. He's been 7 feet tall since he was 3. This is all coming back. My rookie year in Phoenix, he kept posting up. They kept fouling him. He kept missing free throws. He'd throw the ball out to me, and I wasn't throwing it back. I kept shooting. Timeout. He's like, "Hey, I'm open." Okay. Same thing next play. "Hey, you gotta throw me the ball." I said, "Man, get it off the rebound if I miss, bro." You told him this, Persian, 18 years old. I must have been out of my mind. The story continues. If you fail on Monday, it's only a failure if you choose not to progress. So, for me, failure doesn't exist. If I fail today, I'll learn from it and try again tomorrow. Those times you don't feel like working, too tired, don't want to push, but you do it anyway, that's the dream. It's not the destination, it's the journey. Success without fulfillment is the ultimate failure. Success is getting what you want. Fulfillment is living what you're made for. They're not even in the same universe. People ask, what does it take to be happy? Simple, progress. Progress equals happiness. If you keep growing, you'll feel alive and you'll have more to give. It doesn't matter how many awards or how much money you have. We've seen people with everything who are depressed or commit suicide. It's an inner game. That's what's missing today. Everyone focuses on the external, which you can influence but never control. Your mind, your emotions, your body, you have 100% control over these. That's where the game is won. Win the inner game, then you win the outer game. Many spend their lives winning the outer game and are miserable. Someone can call you a piece of crap your whole life, but you can say screw you. Read between the lines and make your life work. Someone can tell you you're beautiful, intelligent, the smartest person, and you won't believe it. Self-esteem doesn't come from external validation. It's earned internally by doing incredibly difficult things. Then your brain says, "This is who I am." You really have to figure out what you're made for. No one knows at the start. So you begin where you are. Do what's in front of you, then what's next. You keep growing until you discover your true passion. Identity is the #1 thing I work to expand in people. Expand your sense of who you truly are and what you're capable of. The mindset must be to destroy any limitation and move forward, move forward, move forward. Passion is the genesis of genius. With enough passion, you'll find answers no one else does. But most people run out of fuel. They get tired, exhausted, burned out, or become too familiar and take things for granted. I've seen something in myself, and in every great leader I've respected. Sustained hunger. Hunger is the #1 factor. You need to be good at pattern recognition. That's what makes anyone strong at anything. Why is Amazon doing so well? Bezos realized one pattern was valued above all else: convenience. Tom Brady, a friend of mine, has pattern recognition like no one else at 43. He does things no one dreamed possible and has more Super Bowl rings than any team. What do they see that we don't? What's the pattern? Then you learn pattern utilization. Seeing it as one thing, using it as another. Eventually, if you're good, you get to pattern creation. Like playing piano, most play others' music, then learn enough to create their own. Anyone can learn anything if it's important enough to them. My drive isn't just for me. That wouldn't be enough. Meeting your own needs isn't that difficult. But if you find something you care about more than yourself, your daughter, son, family, business, mission, community, that's the secret to energy, vitality, strength, and true learning. I want to simplify complex things during this challenge so people do them. Make it simple, things you can do right now to change your life. Experience it daily, build momentum. What was hard becomes easy. Anyone can learn anything if you break it down to its simple core. That's what I try to do most. I'm just not willing to settle for a life without passion and aliveness. There's so much to learn, to grow, to give.
I'm wired to grow and give, and anyone wired that way will have a fulfilling life, no matter their path. A year ago, people were excited, thinking we were coming out of COVID. Now, after 2 years, many have no compelling future. People talk about New Year's resolutions, but most don't even have one because they never follow through anyway. At least they had something to look forward to. They're falling into learned helplessness, believing problems are permanent. No problem is or pervasive. My finances are bad, so my whole world is over, or my relationship is bad, so my whole world is over. Your life is bigger than that. My goal is to shake people up. They need a new perspective. You can't get it by just thinking. You have to move your body, change your energy and focus. If I get you into a higher mental, emotional, physical state, you'll remember who you are and discover answers you never thought possible. The idea of remembering who you are is incredibly powerful. There was a Batman cartoon where he got amnesia and was stuck in a work camp, feeling weak and afraid. Something triggered his memory, and he remembered he was Batman. Just remembering that allowed him to fight his way out. It's a cartoon, but it resonated with me. When I'm anxious, I tell myself, remember who you are. This is the most important concept in lasting change, identity. We all define ourselves. Start where you are, do what's in front of you, then what's next, and keep growing until you discover your true passion. It can change. People go 5, 6, 7 years, then question their business, career, body, relationships. Then one of two things happens. They change direction and feel renewed, or they recommit and get stronger. That's life. If you don't grow, no matter what you have, you'll be miserable. I realized early that everything changes and everything ends. That sounds heavy, but it's true. It should make you appreciate what you have now. And my view is that what's next is always better if I make it so. It's my job to make it so. That's how we must navigate. But most of us are conditioned not to take risks. People always ask me what it takes to be happy. Simple, progress.